Week 2 NFL Power Rankings. Let's go. All right, at number 32, I've got the New Jersey Jets. The Jets are 0-2, coming off a loss to the Patriots at home by a score of 25-6. All right, I know it's only been 2 games, but Zach Wilson does not look good. And I know Jet fans have a lot of faith in this dude. He's the next Joe Namath, just like Sam Darnold was, and Mark Sanchez, and Chad Pennington, But no, seriously, this dude does not look good. At one point in the game on Sunday, he had 4 completions and 4 interceptions. I get it. He's a rookie. Even Peyton Manning struggled as a rookie. I get it. But this dude does not look good. If the Jets played in the XFL, I don't even think I'd have them ranked in the top 10. Is there even 10 teams in the XFL? It's not a good time to be a Jet fan, I can tell you that. All right, number 31, the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are also 0-2. Coming off of a loss to the Bucs in Tampa Bay, 48-25. Okay, I'll admit, it was nice to see the Falcons come storming back in the third quarter to make a game of it. But then Tom Brady and Gronkowski kind of put their foot on their throats and said, fuck you, bitches. Falcons are not a good team. And it's a shame because they've got some weapons over there. Matt Ryan's always been good. Calvin Ridley stepped up and became one of the top 10 receivers in the league last year. And they got that rookie tight end. But I think it's going to be a long season for the Falcons also. I'd have them as the worst team if it wasn't for the Jets. All right, at number 30, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars 0-2, coming off of a loss to the Broncos, 23-13. You know, the Jaguars are proving that college greatness doesn't always translate to greatness in the NFL. At least not yet. I understand it's only been 2 games. But they did start with 2 games that were pretty winnable. I mean, a lot of people had Houston being terrible, and the Broncos are really not that good. Having them 0-2 is a little surprising to me, to be honest. I do think that they'll right their ship. I think that they're going to have some big wins this year. But as of right now, I've got them at number 30, struggling. Number 29, Detroit Lions. Detroit's also 0-2, coming off of a 35-17 shellacking by Green Bay last night. So the Lions were supposed to be a joke this year, losing arguably their 2 best players in Kenny Golladay and Matt Stafford. And then you had their head coach during the offseason talking about biting kneecaps and whatnot. I thought for sure they'd be the laughing stock, but I'm not sure that they are that. They actually played pretty well in the first half last night. They had a 17-14 lead over the freaking Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Granted, they fell apart in the second half, but that's the Lions, right? It's really sad that the biggest story that came out of that game last night for the Lions was that they wore white pants for the first time in like 60 years. Oh, poor Lions. At number 28, I got the New Jersey Giants. Giants are also 0-2, coming off of that heartbreak loss to the Washington football team, 30-29 on Thursday night. I believe that the Giants are a much better team than people give them credit to be. I also think that they should have won that game on Thursday. I mean, technically they did. It was a missed field goal on that offsides penalty. But be that as it may, they had themselves in that position. And if you're beating yourself, you deserve to be ranked this low. All right, at number 27, I got the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are 0-2, lost to the Cardinals, 34-33 on a late missed field goal. Vikings should have won that game. But it's a team game. And if your kicker can't make an easy kick like that, you deserve to be 0-2. Dalvin Cook had such a great game, rushed for 131 yards. Kirk Cousins actually played pretty well. Can't make a field goal, 0-2. Number 27. At number 26, I got the Indianapolis Colts. Colts 0-2, lost to the Los Angeles Rams by a score of 27-24. I gotta say, though, a very bad special teams on the part of the Rams on a punt allowed the Colts to score a touchdown and keep themselves in the game. Aside from that, the Rams dominated defensively. And I'll be honest with you, man, Carson Wentz is not the answer. I never liked that man, never had faith in that man. I think the Colts did a big disservice to their team by bringing him on. Number 25, I got the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are 1-1. Got trounced by the Buffalo Bills 35-0 this past weekend. Look, Tua, he ain't it. He ain't it. Fight me. I watched him last year. I thought he was garbage. This year, he still looks like crap. I was actually upset as a Bills fan that Tua left the game because I think the Dolphins had a better chance at beating the Bills with Jacoby Brissett because Tua is trash. Now that he's hurt, depending on how long he's at, watch for the rumors of Deshaun Watson going to the Dolphins escalate. Number 24, Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are 1-1 and lost to the San Francisco 49ers 17-11 this past weekend. People really need to stop hating on Jalen Hurts. He's proven to be a good quarterback in the NFL. He played really well against a stellar Niners defense. But the Eagles ultimately lost this game in large part because their special teams just failed them on both sides of the ball. Number 23, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are also 1-1 after a loss to the Chicago Bears, 20-17. After an impressive week 1 win for the Bengals, they came out and kind of laid an egg against the Bears. I know the score was close, 20-17, but that's just because they got 2 late touchdowns. It was really 20-3. But I think this is how the Bengals are going to be all year. Up 1 week, down another. At number 22, I got the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, 1-1. They beat the Bengals this weekend, 20-17. Andy Dalton, Justin Fields. Andy Dalton, Justin Fields. When is this going to end? When are they going to establish a quarterback? Because I think it's hurting their team. Number 21, I got the Houston Texans. Texans are 1-1 and lost to the Browns this week, 31-21. Listen, after a surprising week 1 win over the all-rookie Jaguars team, I don't think they were expected to come out and beat the Browns in the Browns home opener. But they stood toe-to-toe with them, and they played well. The Texans are definitely outplaying everyone's expectations. Number 20, I got the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is 1-1 after a win over the Lions on Monday Night Football, 35-17. Look, at halftime, Packer fans had to have been nervous. After laying a fucking egg week 1, coming out looking like this against the Lions at home. But Aaron Rodgers appeared. So did Devontae Adams. Packers are back. Number 19, I got the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are 1-1 after a loss to the Panthers, 26-7. So there was all this hype around the Saints after they dismantled the Packers week 1. But just like a lot of people suspected, they came down to earth on week 2. I still stand firm that Jameis Winston is trash, and the Saints won't even make the playoffs. Number 18, I got the New England Patriots. Patriots are 1-1 after a 25-6 win over the Jets. Patriots took advantage of a rookie quarterback who played like absolute garbage, Zach Wilson. And I believe that they're only 1-1, not because of their last win, but because of a Jets loss. At number 17, I got Washington. Washington is 1-1 after a 30-29 victory over the Giants on Thursday Night Football. They shouldn't have won that game, come on now. There's a lot of hype around Washington. A lot of people have them winning the NFC East. Doesn't look like it. I understand that they lost their starting quarterback to injury, but I also understand that that starting quarterback wasn't leading them anywhere. I think this team is in trouble. Defense can only do so much. You still got to put points on the board. Number 16, I got the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are 1-1 after losing to the Cowboys, 20-17. You got to give the Chargers credit. They did battle back against a very good Cowboys team, but ultimately they lost on a last-second field goal by the Cowboys. I'm not sure how to feel about the Chargers. Sometimes I think they're going to be great. Other times I think they're trash. That's why they're middle of the road. Number 15, I got the Denver Broncos. Broncos are 2-0 after a win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 23-13. I'm not on board with the Broncos train. They're 2-0 and they'll likely be 3-0 after another easy game this week. But this team is mediocre at best. An easy start to their schedule has them undefeated, but that's about it. Number 14, I got the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are 2-0 after beating the Saints 26-7. Not gonna lie, Sam Darnold is looking good, looking like an elite quarterback. But we all know that he's not. He's just looking like one. Guess that's what happens when you play the Jets and the Saints. He and the Panthers will come back to earth. But for now, I've got them at 14 because they're 2-0. Number 13, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are 1-1 after a 26-17 loss to the Raiders. The Steelers followed up their upset victory in Week 1 in Buffalo with a stinker against the Raiders. Their home opener didn't go as planned, and they come back down to earth after allowing Derek Carr to torch them. Derek Carr. Number 12, got the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are 2-0 after they beat the Vikings 34-33. Sorry, man. Cardinals lost that game. A makeable field goal was missed by the Vikings, and that's why the Cardinals are 2-0. I'm not saying they're not good. I think they're a decent team. But pretty much losing to the Vikings? Not good. Number 11, I got the Tennessee Titans. Titans are 1-1 after beating the Seahawks in overtime, 33-30. Derrick Henry rushed for 182 yards in an overtime thriller. It's not easy to win in Seattle at all. But they not only won, but they came back from a deficit and looked really good doing it. Impressive win for the Titans. Number 10, I got the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 1-1 after an overtime loss to the Titans 33-30. Yes, they lost to the Titans, but I still got them ranked higher based on their Week 1 win. Number 9, I got the Cleveland Browns. Browns are 1-1 after beating the Texans 31-21. I feel like the Browns played better in Week 1 against the Chiefs than they did against a really bad Texans team. I mean, they let the Texans stay in that game pretty much the entirety of it. It was definitely not a dominating win when everybody is hyped up on these Browns. Do better, Cleveland. Number 8, I got the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are 1-1 after beating the Chargers 20-17. All right, look, the Cowboys came out on the kickoff game against the Super Bowl champs, hung in there, and almost won the game. Then they go into Los Angeles and beat the Chargers, who everybody is hyped up on. The Cowboys are looking pretty decent. They look good both offensively and defensively. And as I've been saying since the beginning of the 2020 season last year, Tony Pollard should be RB1. Zeke needs to go or he needs to take a step back in his role. Tony Pollard is legit. Number 7, I got the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are 2-0 after beating the Eagles 17-11. All right, the Niners defense and special teams obviously won the game for them over the Eagles, but that's their strength. They're a defensive squad. I'm still not sold on the Niners offense. Defense wins championships, that's for sure. And that's what's going to happen if the Niners are going to want to do well this year. And their shady offense is the reason why I've got them down so low. Number 6, I got the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams moved to 2-0 after beating the Colts 27-24. A big goal line stand in the beginning of the game against the Colts set the tone for the game. They established a dominant defensive presence that was present throughout pretty much the entire game. Cooper Kupp showed up as one of the top tier wide receivers in the league, and Matthew Stafford continues to quiet the haters. This is a really good Rams team, but I don't have them higher because they should have really blown out the Colts. Number 5, I've got the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders moved to 2-0 after beating the Steelers 26-17. Now, I know I'm going to catch a lot of hate for having them this high, but the Raiders opened up the season with a massive win over the Ravens on Monday Night Football and then went in to Pittsburgh to spoil their home opener. Derek Carr leads the NFL in passing yards by over 100 yards. He's playing MVP caliber quarterback. Now, I'm not saying he's the MVP. I'm just saying he's playing well. And the Raiders are playing well. I had them pick as my sleeper team in the beginning of the year. And man, they're looking good. And they won this past weekend without Josh Jacobs. This team could be scary. Could be. Number 4, I got the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are 1-1 after beating the Dolphins 35-0. Now, all the talk about the Buffalo Bills is about their offense, Josh Allen and that high, potent offense. They finally got their running game going. Devin Singletary is 10th in the NFL in rushing, so that offense should be complete now, right? Well, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm a Bills fan, and I'm telling you I watch every snap. Josh Allen is not playing like Josh Allen. Is it that big contract that he signed? I don't know what it is, but he needs to get his head out of his ass, and he needs to start playing like he played last year. If the Bills want to do anything this year, he's the guy that's going to do it. The scary thing is, what if he starts playing well? What if he starts playing like he did last year? Because I'm here to tell you, everybody's talking about that offense. But did you see that defense? They shut out a Dolphins team. The entire first quarter, they were into his ass. And then when Jacoby Brissett entered the game, he got an ass full of Bills defenders as well. That Bills defense is looking scary. I don't care that they lost week 1. Buffalo Bills are a dangerous, dangerous team. Number 3, I got the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 1-1 after beating the Chiefs 36-35. This one hurts me because I don't really like the Ravens. But Lamar Jackson came out and showed exactly why he was named MVP in 2019. The dude is a beast. So much hate gets put on Lamar Jackson because he can't pass and he's got no accuracy and he's a running back. Who gives a shit? Honestly, think about your favorite team. Do you care how they win or do you care that they win? Lamar Jackson is going to put W's in the column for the Ravens regardless of how he does it. If he throws 3 interceptions but then rushes for 120 yards and gets the W, who cares? The Ravens are looking good. And as a Bills fan, that scares me. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 1-1 after losing to the Ravens 36-35. Now, the only reason why I have Kansas City above Baltimore, seeing that Baltimore just beat them, simply because Baltimore lost week 1 and the Chiefs beat a really good Browns team. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Travis Kelce is still Travis Kelce. And Patty Mahomes is still Patty Mahomes. Even if his brother is dumping water on people, you know how he can talk his shit and dance his dances, but the second you say something back to him, he gets butthurt in his feelings. All right, I'm getting off track. Let's get back to the Chiefs. But yeah, that defense looked good against Lamar. A couple of takeaways, a score on defense. They looked good. So I still got them in number 2. But at the end of the day, fuck the Chiefs. And at number 1, no surprise, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucs are 2-0 after beating the Falcons 48-25. It was almost like a game, like a childish game where the Bucs allowed the Falcons to make a game of it. They allowed the Falcons to storm back to make it a close game simply because they just wanted to blow them out in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady throwing 5 touchdown passes. Rob Gronkowski is still looking like he is every bit of a Pro Bowl tight end. This duo is unstoppable. And then you look at his receivers with Godwin and Evans and Antonio Brown. His team is